been training for months, and you're still soft. Not fat, not skinny, just soft. That in-between nobody wants to be. This list fixes that. 8 grocery items, under $20 total, and you can start adding lean muscle this week. No supplements, no meal prep service, no excuses. 2 minutes in a grocery store. That's the entire ask. Number 1, sardines. 1 can, packed in olive oil. $1.20 at any grocery store. Here's what you're getting per can. Around 25 grams of complete protein, roughly 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA omega-3s, and naturally occurring vitamin D, the kind that comes packaged with the fat your body needs to absorb it. That last part matters because omega-3s at that dose measurably reduce systemic inflammation, and chronic inflammation is one of the main reasons testosterone production stalls in men who train hard but recover poorly. Less inflammation, better hormonal environment, better muscle building. That's the chain. 1 can. $1.20. The omega-3 supplement next to it at the pharmacy costs $40 a month and delivers less bioavailable EPA and DHA than what you just paid $1.20 for. Eat them at lunch. Straight from the can if you're not precious about it. On rice if you are. Number 2, Greek yogurt. Full fat, plain. Not the one with fruit on the bottom, not the low-fat version. Full fat, plain. Check the label. You want at least 15 grams of protein per cup and less than 8 grams of sugar. If it says almond-based anywhere on the container, put it back. That's not yogurt, that's a marketing decision in a cup. The mechanism is simple. Greek yogurt contains both fast-digesting whey and slower-digesting casein. That means it feeds your muscles quickly and then keeps feeding them for hours after. It also contains live bacterial cultures that improve gut absorption, which means the protein from everything else on this list actually gets used instead of passing through. 1 cup in the morning or post-workout. If plain is too much for you, add the raw honey from number 6. That's the only acceptable addition. No lactose? Lactose-free Greek yogurt exists and works identically. Kefir is another option. Same protein profile, same cultures, easier on the gut. Either works. Number 3, whole milk. 1 to 2 glasses per day, post-workout or before bed. Whole milk gives you whey and casein in 1 glass. 2 different protein release speeds simultaneously. The fat content supports your hormonal production chain. That's 3 mechanisms in 1 glass that costs about 30 cents. If your milk carton says oat beverage or almond beverage, that's not milk. That's water with the PR team. Whole milk, full stop. No lactose, lactose-free whole milk. Same fat, same protein, same mechanisms. It exists. Use it. Here's the frame for this entire list. Lean bulking fails for one reason. Men eat for calories instead of eating for nutrient density. They hit their protein number and stop thinking. But the hormonal environment that actually builds muscle, testosterone, cortisol balance, recovery quality, that's built in the kitchen, not the gym. Every item on this list does at least 2 things at once. Protein plus anti-inflammatory. Protein plus hormonal support. Carbs plus cortisol control. That's the system. Not a grocery list, a system. You're going to spend the same $20 either way. The question is whether that $20 is working for you or just filling your stomach. Number 4, rolled oats. Not instant, not flavored. Plain rolled oats. A 2-pound bag costs about $3 and lasts 2 weeks. Here's the novice mistake. Men trying to lean bulk avoid carbs in the morning because they think carbs make them fat. So, they skip breakfast or eat only protein. By 10 a.m., their blood sugar has crashed. Cortisol has spiked to compensate, and that cortisol spike is actively suppressing testosterone for the next 2 to 3 hours. They just sabotaged their hormonal environment before they even got to the gym. Rolled oats release glucose slowly. Stable glucose means stable cortisol. Stable cortisol means testosterone stays where it should be. That's the whole mechanism. Cortisol down, testosterone up, recovery improves. 1 cup dry, cooked in the morning. Add whole milk from number 3. Total cost, under $1.50. Total prep time, 4 minutes. Before number 5, the before bed stack I mentioned at the start is coming together. By the end of this list, you'll have a 3-item, 60-second protocol that costs under $3 a night. Stay with me. Number 5, ground beef, 80-20, 6 to 8 ounces per day, lunch or dinner. Here's the comparison most men never make. 8 ounces of 80-20 ground beef, about $2.50, gives you roughly 46 grams of protein and 40 grams of fat from animal sources. That fat is the primary raw material your body uses to produce testosterone. Men who eat chronically low-fat diets have measurably lower testosterone than men who eat adequate dietary fat. That's not bro science, that's in the literature. The fitness media spent 30 years telling men to eat lean chicken breast and avoid fat. Look at the average physique in any commercial gym. That advice produced exactly what you'd expect. Cook it in the pan. Don't drain the fat. The caloric density is part of the point, and the fat is what supports the hormonal output this meal is supposed to produce. Number 6 is the raw honey I mentioned at the start. Here's the full mechanism, and it's the reason this item is on the list instead of something that sounds more impressive. Number 6, raw honey. 1 tablespoon, before bed, every night. $4 for a jar that lasts a month. Short version of the mechanism. Your liver stores glycogen and uses it overnight to regulate blood sugar while you sleep. When liver glycogen runs low, which happens if you haven't eaten carbs in a few hours, your body releases cortisol to compensate. Cortisol at night suppresses the testosterone pulse that happens during deep sleep. That pulse accounts for a significant portion of your daily testosterone production. 1 tablespoon of raw honey replenishes liver glycogen before that cycle starts. Cortisol stays down. Testosterone pulse happens. You wake up recovered. If you want the full biochemistry, I'll pin it in the comments. The short version is what matters for the grocery list. The dose, 1 tablespoon. Raw. Not the processed stuff in the bear-shaped bottle. Heating and filtering removes the enzymes and bioactive compounds. Raw honey, dark if you can find it. 30 minutes before bed. Stack it with the Greek yogurt from number 2 and the pumpkin seeds from number 7, and you have a before-bed protocol that addresses overnight cortisol, slow-release protein, and zinc depletion simultaneously. 3 problems. $3. 60 seconds to put together. The same testosterone this protocol protects is the same testosterone that determines how you carry yourself when you walk into a room. Women notice that before they notice anything else. That's not a theory. That's just how it works. Number 7. Pumpkin seeds. 1 ounce before bed. About $2 for a bag that lasts a week. 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds contains roughly 8 milligrams of zinc, around 70% of the daily requirement for a man who trains regularly. Zinc is among the most important minerals for testosterone production and one of the most commonly depleted in men who sweat through 4 or more training sessions per week. Most blood panels won't flag a zinc issue until it's severe. If you're training hard and your panel looks normal, that doesn't mean your zinc is optimal for your output level. 1 ounce, plain, not salted, not flavored. Add them to the Greek yogurt and honey stack, and you've got the full before bed protocol in 1 bowl. Here's the Carrito Payaso version of this item. A zinc supplement at the pharmacy, 30 capsules, costs about $15. 1 bag of plain pumpkin seeds costs $2 and gives you zinc plus magnesium plus healthy fats in a form your body actually recognizes as food. You decide which one makes more sense. Number 8, bananas, 2 per day. 1 post-workout, 1 before bed. 20 cents each, 40 cents total for the day. Here's the mistake men make with bananas. They treat them as optional. Something you eat when there's nothing else around. Wrong frame. A banana is a delivery mechanism for 2 nutrients your training is actively depleting every single session, potassium and vitamin B6, and most men are running low on both without knowing it. Potassium first. Every muscle contraction requires it. During training, you're losing potassium through sweat at a rate most men never replace adequately. Chronically low potassium means weaker contractions, slower recovery between sets, increased cramping. 1 medium banana delivers roughly 422 milligrams. The daily requirement for a training male is closer to 3,500. 2 bananas plus the whole milk and Greek yogurt from earlier, and you're covering a significant portion of that from foods that cost under $2 combined. B6 is the less talked about one. It's a direct cofactor in testosterone synthesis. Your body uses it as a tool in the hormonal conversion process. Without adequate B6, that process runs inefficiently, regardless of how well you're eating everything else. 2 bananas gets you roughly 0.8 milligrams, about half your daily requirement from a food that costs 40 cents and needs 0 preparation. Post-workout banana handles the potassium replenishment when your muscles are most receptive. Before bed banana supports the overnight hormonal processes that the raw honey and pumpkin seeds are already working on. The 3 items stack intentionally. The man who avoids bananas because he heard carbs are bad is the same man who's been the same size for 2 years and has a very sophisticated explanation for why it's not his fault. 2 bananas, 40 cents. No explanation required. Number 9. Kefir, 1 cup, before bed or post-workout, about 50 cents per serving. Most men have never bought kefir. They walk past it every time they're at the grocery store because it looks like a yogurt drink, and they assume it's the same thing. It isn't. Here's what separates kefir from everything else on this list. Kefir contains between 10 and 34 distinct strains of live bacteria and yeast, significantly more than Greek yogurt. That diversity matters because gut microbiome diversity directly affects how efficiently your body absorbs protein, zinc, and B vitamins. Every item on this list becomes more effective when your gut is actually absorbing what you're eating. Kefir is the item that makes the rest of the list work harder. On top of that, 1 cup delivers roughly 9 to 11 grams of complete protein and is naturally lower in lactose than milk or yogurt because the fermentation process breaks most of it down. If whole milk from number 3 gives you trouble, kefir is the swap that keeps the protein and the gut benefits without the digestive issue. The dose? 1 cup per day. Before bed stacks well with the honey and pumpkin seeds from the existing protocol. Post-workout works if mornings are easier for you. Either way, 1 cup every day consistently. This is the item on the list that does the least visible work and the most invisible work. You won't feel it after 1 night. You'll feel it after 2 weeks when your recovery is noticeably better and you can't explain why. That's gut absorption improving. It's not exciting to talk about. It's the difference between a diet that works on paper and a diet that works in the mirror. The supplement industry sells you probiotic capsules, 10 billion CFU, proprietary blend, $30 a month. Kefir costs 50 cents, delivers more strain diversity than most of those capsules, and comes with protein. Put the bottle down, buy the kefir. Number 10, sweet potatoes, 1 medium, lunch or dinner, about 60 cents each. Here's the situation most men in a lean bulk eventually hit. They're eating enough protein, their training is consistent, and they're still not growing. Not because they're doing something wrong, because they're not eating enough of the right carbohydrates to support the training volume they're putting in. Muscle glycogen, the fuel your muscles actually use during resistance training, gets replenished by dietary carbohydrates. If you're chronically undercarbed, you're training on an empty tank every single session. The workout feels harder, the performance drops, the growth stimulus weakens. You blame your program. The problem is your grocery cart. Sweet potatoes fix that without the blood sugar spike that comes from white rice or bread. The glycemic index on a medium sweet potato is roughly 50, low enough to release glucose steadily, high enough to actually replenish muscle glycogen after training. 1 medium sweet potato gives you around 27 grams of complex carbs, 4 grams of fiber, and a meaningful dose of potassium and vitamin A. The fiber slows digestion further. The potassium supports muscle contraction and recovery. Same mechanism as the bananas from number 8. Different food, different meal slot. The dose, 1 medium sweet potato per day. Post-workout meal is optimal. That's when your muscles are most receptive to glycogen replenishment and the carbohydrates go directly to work instead of sitting in your bloodstream. Bake it the night before if mornings are tight. Takes 40 minutes in the oven. 0 active effort. Holds in the fridge for 4 days. Here's the Carrito Payaso version. Men buying complex carb supplements, maltodextrin powders, carb-loading formulas, intra-workout carbohydrate blends. 60 cents versus $4 per serving. Same glycogen replenishment outcome. One of them grows in the ground. The other one has a logo and a sponsored athlete. Sweet potato. 60 cents. Post-workout. Every day. That's it. Here's what you're taking home from this video. Tonight, 60 seconds. Under $3. 1 cup of full-fat plain Greek yogurt. 1 tablespoon of raw honey. 1 ounce of plain pumpkin seeds. Mix it in a bowl. Eat it 30 minutes before bed. That stack addresses slow-release protein, overnight cortisol control, and zinc depletion simultaneously. 3 of the main reasons men who train hard don't recover the way they should. 1 bowl, every night. This week, identify which items from this list aren't in your kitchen right now. Buy those. Replace whatever you're currently eating with them, not everything at once. Start with the stack tonight. Build from there. Strategy beats budget. You now have both. Most men will watch this, think it makes sense, and buy the same things they always buy. A smaller group will actually change what's in their cart this week. 6 weeks from now, those 2 groups look noticeably different from each other. The information was always free. The execution was always on you. One ask, do the stack tonight. Tomorrow, drop a comment. Did you sleep like a rock or did you lie there staring at the ceiling? Either answer is useful. I read them.